And I am so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be talking to you about my year. Usually, I blog about what I did and how my year was and how it feels to be, finally in a good place. But this year, I decided I'll do a hangout video so that you can actually get what I'm talking about. So, 2014 is when I have to say that the universe met me where I was. Um, it I don't know if it had a hard time finding me, but it finally just rose up and met Karen where Karen was, and met Cadence where it was. And for that reason, I did less work. So I didn't do any workshops. Usually you see me post a workshop. I'm doing vision boards. I'm doing masterminds. I did less of that this year, and I chose to just glean. I chose to sit at the feet of individuals who do what I've done, what I do, and have done it for so long and do it much better than I think that I do. I can admit that. And it was just phenomenal. One of the things that I found this year is that acknowledging where you are is important. Sometimes we're here, but we want to get here. But you don't pay attention to the where you are. You don't pay attention to your right now. You're just trying to move. And this year, I really have to say, I was on that stationary bike and I refused to go forward until I learned certain things. I partnered with individuals I never thought I would partner with before. The power of social media is just immaculate. I partnered with individuals, some of you followed Kim McKissick and I when we did Proverbs. It was important for me that, I shared and did this whole Proverbs project with a lady who was very versed in the book of Proverbs. Her husband's a minister, so she was able to take us somewhere. I worked a lot with Robin Ware, who does a lot of work with coaches and women. She wants women to win. I did a lot of work with her, and I sat at her feet for a good while. I sat at her feet and just learned some new tricks. And then I just traveled within the U.S. and partnered with individuals and spoke with individuals who do what I do. So here's the other thing. I learned that sitting, gleaning, and shutting up is a wonderful thing. You can know it, but there's times you have to upgrade what you know. It's like your computer. The iOS does not stay the same all the time. Right now we're on Yosemite with the iPad, with the Apple computers. I don't remember where I was. I can't tell you was it fox, was it kitten, was it lion? There's always an upgrade. And it's the same with us in what we do, especially when we're pouring into people. So this was a year of gleaning. And why did I choose to glean this year? Actually, I didn't choose to glean. The universe pushed me into a position of gleaning. It pushed me into a position of learning more. Can't always say I know this, and I'm super opinionated. Those of you who know me, I'm a Capricorn. I am like the epitome of a December 26th individual. I am so into what I do. I'm so into working with individuals. I'm so into having your passion and your purpose meet at this juncture and just taking off, that I needed to make sure I knew everything that I can possibly know in order to make you great. That's it. And it created opportunity for me. So for instance, I was able to go to Oprah's Live Your Life tour. I said I was going to go and buy my ticket, but I got a phone call. Actually, no, I got a text message with the opportunity. You know what I mean? So the universe was just meeting me because I finally sat down and said, yes, I want to learn more. Yes, I want to be better so that I can have individuals be better and do better. Live better, love themselves better, just better. So it was a position of gleaning. And I took classes with individuals. There's a great coach, Cara Libya. She does the champagne diet. It was in January. I did a 4-week session with her. Great. It was great. Because sometimes as an individual who pours out, you need people to pour in. She's awesome. She does the champagne diet. Check her out. Why am I promoting someone else who does something within the field that I do? Because we are not always in that place. I don't do what Cara does. She wants you to be fabulous with this. I'm a little rough. I come out with gloves. I'm more of like the gladiator in the ring. So that's one thing that you have to understand. And then Robin Ware, she's in Atlanta. She's amazing. She had a conference. I just jumped on top of it. Power of social media, meeting these individuals on Facebook and on Instagram and on Twitter. I started following individuals who I felt worked in an area that I wanted to tap into, individuals who worked with those individuals in the area that I wanted to tap into, and watched. I watched how they dealt with individuals. I watched how they did their work. I watched how they promoted themselves. I watched how, people interacted with them. I knew what I wanted and I knew what I didn't want, just from sitting there and watching. So you can say it's a year, I have a company, I'm trying to make money, I'm trying to pay my bills. I can't afford to sit and watch. No, but you can afford to take 10 minutes out of your time to get better at what you do. And it doesn't mean going back to school. It doesn't mean going to get recertified. Sometimes you just have to acknowledge, no, all the time you should acknowledge who does what you do at the highest point. We're all not going to be Oprah. Guess what God did? When he created Oprah, that was it. Oops. He created Oprah. I can only be the best Karen via cadence. I also noticed in this year of gleaning that I was a little bit more silent. So I heard more of what people were saying about me. Wasn't no nice. That's okay. Because I got to see how others viewed me. There's some people who, if you know things, they get intimidated by it. So then you all of a sudden become a jack of all trades, master of none. Check yourself. Get right. There's some of us who, within the trade, within our gifts, within our passion, within our life's purpose, there's a lot that we can do. I truly believe that God just gives you the gifts. He gives you the tools. You just have to know that you can do it. The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker can be the same person in one little island. He's just gifted like that. She's just gifted like that. I'm not the butcher, the baker, or the candlestick maker, but I am Karen St. Hilaire. I will coach you. I will push you. I will pull you. I will help you make yourself that brand. Figure out, who are you for yourself? Who do you want to be for others? How do you want them to perceive you? And guess what? How do you want them to describe you? Hello. Butcher, baker, candlestick maker. In the words of Papa Pope, hell and high water. Fixer. I also found that opportunities came to meet me, and opportunities that pushed me out of my comfort zone. Opportunities that taught me that I was in a better space. I was in a greater space than I was actually occupying. So I was bigger than where I was. I was busting at the seams in one area that I was working in. And it's like, hello, young lady, what are you going to do? Myopic views, glasses broke. My rose-colored glasses have been shattered, ladies and gentlemen. They shattered. I need new ones. And it's good. It's good to be able to say, I'm doing this better, or I wasn't working at my optimum speed. It's like, do you want to be like that internet that's just spotty in out in out? Remember back in the day when DirecTV, every time it rained, with DirecTV, every time it rained, it was like blotch, blotch, spotty, 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 blotch, blotch, spotty, 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 blotch, blotch. Okay, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Okay? So that was my 2014. I was in a space of learning, in a space of gleaning, in a space of reorganizing self, in a space of reorganizing cadence, finding out that I couldn't, do certain things within my business and letting go of things that I did all the time. I also saw that there were a lot of individuals within my industry who was just like blowing up, and learned that that was not for me. Because sometimes you want to be in the forefront. You want to be the person that's on television. You want to be the person that's on the radio. That's not for the kid. Right now, I'm the man sitting behind the piccolo player. Remember that, Joe? I am the man sitting behind it. So that means Oz, the Wizard of Oz, The great Oz is here. I am a behind the scenes person. So if we want to get you to a point where you are functioning at your optimum speed and maximum capacity, that you are being the greatest you, that your work is being viewed by other individuals and it's like at its best. And they can actually say, this is what this person does, this is the area that they do it in, and this is what they do well. Then I can help you. I also started visibly working with individuals in the church. And that has been an interesting project. Love it because it was something that I felt that my spirit pushed me to do. It wasn't something I sought out to do. And there's so many opportunities. But you have to be so careful, respectful, show deference, and cognizant of how others view you, but making sure that that does not knock you off your rocker or pull you away from what you know you were called to do. That was an interesting time. Also, I traveled a lot for work this year, for Cadence actually, and it was a beautiful thing. Now, personally, the one thing I learned, and I actually put it on Facebook, and it was the aha moment for a lot of people, was that my spirit. Listen, when I cut you off, it's not really me. My spirit just said adios, and I have to acquiesce. So I actually put that up on Facebook this year, on social media. It was like a fun fact Friday, just things I'll be doing in the new year. And the first Fun Fact Friday was about me. It basically said, when I cut people off, it's not necessarily me being shady. It's my spirit, resigning from the situation, and I am just following suit. I found that you find that. Have you? Okay, let me rephrase this. Have you ever felt that you are in a space where you're just functioning and everyone around you is fine, but you're just functioning? It's just redundant. And then when you walk away, you feel nothing. Zero, zilch, nada. You feel nothing. That is simply you following your spirit down the street. Because your spirit leaves. When you get to the point where you're just like, I'm a shell of an individual in this space, I'm functioning like a shell of an individual, that's you. That's your spirit saying deuces. And that's you saying, wait for me, wait for me, wait for me. There's nothing you can do about that either. A lot of us go through it. We stay in relationships, we stay in partnerships, we stay in at jobs, we stay in we just stay in places that's just not healthy for us, or that's just not good for us, or that we have just grown out of. And when you do that, at one point your spirit is going to say, I'm tired. And you may stay longer now. Your spirit might live in 6 months, you might leave 6 months later, but by the 6 months later when you leave, your exit is going to be so quick. It's going to be so uneventful, emotionless, that everyone will think that you're crazy. But it was just time. It was just the perfect time for you to walk away. So I learned that this year, and I learned to look at relationships that I had with individuals, loved ones, family members, that would just say, I have to cut this because it's just not working for me. It's just not healthy for me. So they're great individuals in their own right, but just in partnership with me, it's not a good thing. Another thing that I've learned this year is that a lot of people want and will take what you give them and feel that they shouldn't compensate you. For example, no examples. They won't want to compensate you, but they'll go elsewhere. I mean, this happened all the time, but it was just like, okay, this ends today. You find that they'll go to your counterpart, or they'll go down the block and they'll pay $8 for a latte. But you're the mom and pop. You've been friends forever. You've been supporting them when they've had ventures, and you have a $2 coffee, and they will never buy it from you because they need the $8 latte. But when times get hard and they don't have $8 for a latte, they come to you for the $2 coffee. Talking about, can you put it on my tab? That happens. That happened a lot, and just got to the point where it was like, no, shop's closed. There's no room in the inn for you or your friends or anyone else. So know and note that the individuals will do what they feel like doing when they want to do it to you. And this was a year of just really watching the who's and the how's of it in my immediate space. Any of this in a blog. Because had I done so, I'd have to call some names and help me Lord. It'd have been some problems. It'd have been some problems for me on this here good day. So that was also part of my year. And I traveled. Now, in traveling, and I traveled locally, which is something I did in the past, but I did it more this year. And I found that it all happened, me traveling this year all happened by happenstance. So it was really the universe meeting me. So most of you who follow me on social media, who all my friends know that I went to Indianapolis last week to do some work for a good friend. And in going to Indy to do this work, I had an aha moment. Early in the year, there's an organization that I follow on social media, and they were having this conference, a women's conference. And I'm like, I'm going, it was a Christian women's conference. I was like, I'm going to go to this. This is going to be fantastic. This is going to help me grow as an individual, help me grow as a brand, help me grow as a coach, help me grow as a life architect. Oh my God, this is going to be great. And I will just be full and they'll pour into me and I'll be replenished as the strong woman that I am. That close to it. It wasn't the price. It wasn't the location. I just decided not to go. It was just one of those things that was like, you're not going. I was like, yeah. My spirit was like, you're not going. I'm like, okay. The week of the conference, I received a call from my colleague in Indianapolis asking me to come out to do some work. And I was like, look here, I'm still going to Indy. So it was a wonderful experience for me. And I was like, wow, I still got to go. I also said to someone, there's some places I wanted to go. I wanted to have lunch on a vineyard. Yes, I can. Don't judge me. I wanted to have lunch at a vineyard, looking out, just looking at the grapes and just being at a vineyard. I actually went to, I'm an Alpha Kappa Alpha woman. So we had our Boulé, which is our convening of the entire body this year, and it was in North Carolina. And I went to the wrong airport, which was actually 2.5 hours away from where I was supposed to be. But right in the middle was a vineyard. So one of my girlfriends, my sorority sisters, picked me up, and I was just having a rough day. It was the anniversary of my grandmother's death, and I was just all over the place, totally frazzled. She said, I'm going to take you to lunch because you need it. And guess where we went to? A vineyard in North Carolina. I sat on the porch and I was perched in my seat looking out at these great groves of grapes and people just eating and sipping wine around me. I was like, oh, look, aha. So again, my heart, though it wasn't like, I really want to eat at the vineyard or I really want to go to Indy, my heart was like, yeah, this is what I really want to do. And the universe was like, okay, you know what? She deserves this. Let me meet her there. Met me there. So it was great. It was a year of universal gratitude. That's what I'm calling my year. Like 2014 was a year of universal gratitude. 2015 is going to be the year of the greater why. The year of the greater why. Why? Why? The greater why of why? Because some people are still trying to figure it out. Some of us have gone to school. We have the massive degrees. You have the husband or the wife. You have the children. You have the home. You have the dog, the cat, the cow. You have it. But there's that tugging and why? It's the greater why. In working with individuals, I said, what's your greater why? Why are you here? What are you doing? And some people are like, well, I'm here because I'm just ready to do this and it's time. No, there's another answer. There's something that's etched way deep in your DNA, in the fiber of your being, and you have to figure out what it is. Now, am I going to be able to just do open heart surgery or just dig in your skin to find out what your greater why is? No, but you know what you need to do? You need to get to a space, and you need to have some colleagues around you who can help you figure out the greater why. You will find that you're doing less crazy, you're wasting your time less, and you're just loving on you and being your best you. So it's the year of the greater why, 2015, the year of the greater why. I'm gonna get a t-shirt that says the greater why by Karen St. Hilaire. Oh, the greater why with Karen St. Hilaire. I think that would be great. So I am working. I'm actually out of town, working again, and decided to take some time out to do this video. I actually want to try out a YouTube live because 2015 I'll be doing a lot of these. I hope that you and I can work together. I hope that you can find yourself in a space where you can bring me in to work with your team and bring me in to work with you. But I just hope that we can work together. Thank you for your time today, and take care.